and it is currently Tuesday, November 8th. I hope everyone had a good weekend. Today we'll be taking a quick look at the ocean conditions from the west coast of Florida along Alabama and Louisiana into the east coast of Texas. Taking a look at the overall conditions for the Gulf of Mexico, we continue to observe the main body of the loop current pushing northwards. You can see here with all this warmer water moving northwards off of Florida. Keep in mind several frontal boundary eddies continue to move in a clockwise rotation around the northern boundary of this loop current. In this case, on the north edge of the loop current, we're seeing some filaments of warmer water pushing northwards, as well as a little bit of the filament pushing just inshore of the 500 to 100 fathom depths off of Tampa and Fort Myers before moving back offshore west of Key West. Another eddy formation is beginning to move its way to the north-northeast along the western side of this loop current as well. Additionally, we're seeing some water moving westward in this west-southwestward direction off of the Mississippi River Canyon, or Mississippi River Delta, aided by the relatively large clockwise rotating loop current eddy formation off of the Green Canyon. You can see this larger loop current eddy we've been monitoring right here. This continues to move slowly west-southwest, pulling away from the Mississippi River Canyon along this boundary here. And as a result, a lot of this cooler water is moving offshore between the DeSoto Canyon and the Mississippi Canyon. However, a smaller eddy inshore near the steps near the Alabama Alps has pulled a little bit of a filament into the DeSoto Canyon as well. And we'll swap over to our chlorophyll imagery. You can see some of these features a little bit better. Again, here's our loop current and those eddies moving in a clockwise direction, and this blue-green water moving offshore from the Mississippi River Delta, while a little bit of that bluer water is moving into the DeSoto Canyon area to the east of the steps. Now, some of this loop current eddy water is getting pulled west-northwest into the Flower Gardens area by that westward flow of water. Now you can see quite a bit of that bluer water a little bit closer inshore towards the 100 fathom depths west of the Mississippi Canyon along this edge right here, and slightly warmer water as well. However, it starts to move back offshore due to a clockwise eddy located right here. Heading back over to the west coast of Florida, offshore of Tampa and Fort Myers, we continue to see some of the greener water pushing out to about 30 to 50 fathoms offshore of Tampa and Fort Myers. We had been observing this blue-green water moving northwards into the Middle Grounds area and offshore of Cape San Blas. But as this loop current eddy continues moving northwards, we're starting to see some of this blue-green water get picked up by the eastern boundary of the loop current and moving southwards, eventually making their way into the Florida Straits. Heading back over the Western Gulf, looking at our chlorophyll imagery, you can really see quite a few eddies affecting the offshore areas from Texas and northern Mexico. The larger counterclockwise rotating eddy formation between the Colt 45 and the Houston Mound area right here is continuing to pull some of this blended blue water inshore, beginning near the East Breaks and eventually into the area near just offshore of the Aransas Bank. Again, some of this moves west-southwest due to that clockwise rotation. And heading to southern Texas, we see some of this blue water pushing northeast and eventually moving offshore just south of the Texas Canyon near Murphy's Hump. Remember, these ocean conditions are always changing, so be sure to head to ROFFS.com or call our office at 321-723-5759 to order updated analyses for each of these areas. Also, remember, now that it is fall, our office hours have changed and we are now open from 9 to 5 Mondays through Fridays. So be sure to get your orders in for the weekend by Friday at 2.